Any guy that comes and gives you this, I'm heartbroken, I'm dead, I'm here, help me, run. When you meet a guy and you know exactly what you want, don't be afraid if the guy leaves. I think this is the sexiest trick ever. Hey homie, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hommie Odike and this is my vlog channel. Here I show you my life and everything, and also once in a while I come and discuss things that I feel like we need to just talk about. You get me? Now today we're talking about relationship matter. Yeah, how easy or how hard is it to find a good man to marry in this day and time and age? How easy? Let's discuss this. I was in church, just listen carefully, because I feel like a lot of ladies and men will learn from this, but ladies in particular. Now, I was in church the other day and my pastor asked a question. He was preaching on belief. Like, if you believe you will get this thing, you most likely get it. But even if you're praying to get this thing and in your mind you don't think you can get it, you cannot get it, yeah? And so he preached and gave examples and things, and he now asked us 4 questions. Number 1 question is what I'm like, I need to come and discuss this on my vlog channel. Now the question is, how easy is it for you to get a good man to marry? Talking to singles, right? And so he now called some people to come answer the question. I was amazed at the answers I was hearing. Now somebody came and said, pastor, it's hard. Another one came and said it's easy in the name of Jesus. One said it's easy. He was like, so are you dating now? The person says no. He said, so why? The person was like, I don't know. Another one says that men don't know what they want. I'm just like, wait, chill. This topic is a topic that I've always wanted to talk about for a long time, but I'll keep holding myself back. I'll say, Hommie, if we talk about it now, when people say, but you're not married, so how can you talk about it? I'll hold myself back. Now that I'm engaged, I will say, but they will say, oh, it's because you're not engaged. I've always just had something holding me back. But let me tell you guys, this topic is like a topic people call me personally to ask me questions on. Now, I think like the first thing that you need to know in your head to find the right person for you is to state what you do not want, so that when you see what you don't want come to you, if you're looking for a serious relationship and you want to get married and you want to shall grow, yeah, when you see what you don't want come to you, you know that I don't want this thing, right? Me, for example, something that I knew from the onset is that I don't want someone that beats me. I cannot date someone that beats me. Like growing up, I was the sweetest child ever to my parents. My sister might think like, oh, you were rude, but my parents, I was the sweetest child ever. You get me? And they never beat me. Even though, I mean, let's be real, I was pretty sickly when I was a child. I was pretty sickly. I had it all. I had head pain. My head here used to hurt me. My chest used to pain me. My eyes used to hurt me. My nose used to hurt me. My ear used to hurt me. My chest used to hurt me. I used to gasp for air. Like, can you see? 7 things. So my mother would look at me and say, where will I just start beating you, this girl? So they never used to beat me, yeah. But then somehow, in fact, in another video, I will tell you guys like how my father was able to train me, like to the extent where I can see everybody do this thing that is not good, but I will not do it because my father will not be happy that I'm doing it. That's why. That's another video entirely. And if you want me to do that video on what I learned from my father and how he was able to train me to what I am today, comment below and I will definitely give you that video. Yeah, so let's go back to the gist. But then I was still calm. I was still good. I mean, I broke my virginity pretty late. My mates had done it a long while ago. That's when I was doing my own. I was good in my academics. I was getting A's. I was still good, you get me? So if my parents were not beating me, I don't see why any man should come into my life and beat me. Like if you say you love me, like if you say that you love me, why are you beating me? Like, you get me? So to me, that's something that I cannot do. I don't want it. Even if I meet you from the first day and we're talking and you start to give jokes on beating jokes, I will move. Like take for example, there was a guy I just met many years ago, and we're watching a movie, and the guy slapped the girl, and the guy was like, that's good. Shuts the girl's mouth up. He was commenting on the movie. That was my own red flag to just base. If you're seeing somebody who beats a girl and that's good to you, why am I there? Figure out for yourself, what don't you want in a relationship? Next thing I don't want is, I don't want somebody who's not spiritually connected. I can't. I don't want. Why? Because I am spiritually connected. Like, I love God so much. I'm that person who wants to call you and say, man, I'm reading Genesis chapter 27 and see what I just figured out today. Did you know that it interests me to discuss the Bible? I have a whole podcast talking about the Bible. If I am dating somebody who's not spiritually connected, it cannot work, because I will need to now hide that part of me for you. That's not me. So even though it might be hip and hop to date somebody who is, for me, that's not what I'm looking for. There was this guy I met, and I'd known him before, like while I was still in uni, and so we met again like years later, and now I'm like deep in God. I love God and singing. And so I went clubbing one day. I didn't go with him, I went with my friends, but I just could not dance. Like, even when I hear a song that I like, I just could not get myself up to dance. I was all through in the club asking myself, why are you here? Like, nothing has changed. They're still playing old songs they're playing since when I used to go to club. So when I now got home, I was just seeing this guy that, I went clubbing, this was what happened, all that thing. You get me? And the guy was like, are you like those people? I said, what's those people? People that, he was trying to make me feel stupid for not like being free. He was like, don't be like those people, no. I don't like people like that. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, this is who I've chosen to become. It's my life. You get me? In uni, I used to go clubbing a lot. Now, this is what I want to do. You have no right to tell me. And it's not even like you're telling me about my book. It's about club. I moved. So ask yourself, or write down, or figure out, what don't you want in a guy? So that when that thing comes to you, you will move. The second point, which is very important, my honey, is leave what you don't want early. The earlier you leave, the better for you. There are people who are dating people 2 years gone, and you know in your heart, even as a guy, even as a girl, that you don't want to be with this person. And any guy who does that thing, you're wicked. You're wicked. I've heard different things. Some people say, he doesn't want to hurt her, so he will not tell her that he doesn't want to be with her like forever, like he doesn't want to marry her. I'm like, that's stupid, because she's dead thinking that you are her everything. You're planning marriage, and in your mind, you know that you don't want to marry her. Why are you still there? Like, tell her, let her find somebody. But even if she hurts, even if she cries, let her cry and move on. Because you're still going to leave her still, yeah. So no matter how you want to, I don't want her to cry, you will still hurt her along the line, yeah. And if you're a girl, honey, if you meet the person who you know that you don't want in your life, it's better to leave early. When you leave early, you can hurt, get yourself again, get used to being alone, then open yourself up for the right person. Because see, as ladies here, I don't want to say time is going, but time is going. Before you know it, you're 22 right now, you're 27, you're 28, you're 30. You get me? Like, so leave early. Once you know that, okay, I don't want this, even if the person comes with, he's rich, he has a nice house, he has a nice car, he's everything that anybody can imagine, but those things you're choosing for yourself, he's the wrong person for you. Leave early. Don't invest 2 years, and then at the end of the 2 years, you now see that you have gone too deep. You want to now manage. No, don't manage. Because that's now why we now say, you're no good guys, men are scum. It's because you did not leave early. Leave early, you get me? Then next thing is now to pick, what do you want? I want to just say this. Please, don't be superficial. I know that we can want tall, dark, and handsome, but like, bruh, I've never been somebody who would say I want a fine person. It's more than just your face. I want to just see who you are inside of you. You understand? I feel like those are more important virtues and values to look out for when you're picking like who you want to be with. Now ask yourself, what do you want? Like, what will make you happy? If the man must be rich to make you happy, no problem. You get me? If he must be God-fearing to make you happy, no problem. If he must be caring, those things are now. Look at who he is inside. Is he caring? Because he can be rich and be an ass, rude, beating you. What do you want? Do you want somebody who respects you, somebody who values you, somebody who adds, who impacts? These are my own values, though. Somebody who impacts in your life. Figure out what you want. Go back to your list that you had how many years ago and take some things away. No matter how beautiful or handsome a guy is, it does not equate to how he will treat you. Because a guy is fine does not mean he will not treat you well. So I think that it's more important that somebody treats you well than for him to be fine. I think it's more important that somebody treats you well than for him to have money. You get me? One value that I know I value a lot is hard work. Like, if the guy is hardworking, I'm there for it. Like, because I know that I'm hardworking, he's hardworking. If we're positive and we're working hard, we can help each other build, we can help each other grow. Do you get me? If you have this mentality, if you pick out these things in your mind, you will see that you'll be able to sift out all the nonsense guys, like people that come into you that want to deceive you. You'll be able to sift them out very early. Are we on point 2 or point 3? I think we're on point 3. Point 4, listen. You have to listen to what these people are saying. In my example, that guy was just commenting on a movie, but I heard it and I moved. listen to what they are saying. Don't just be in the euphoria. Listen, like, okay, let me give you another example. So I met this guy was a church guy, you allow me, was a church guy, you get me, and I met him in church, and then he had told me earlier, oh, that there was a girl that he was dating. That girl, he dated her for like 5 years, all through his university. He was faithful to her. He was just everything to her. They left school, and the girl now marry somebody else. He is heartbroken. Any guy that comes and gives you this, I'm heartbroken, I'm dead, I'm here, help me, run. They want to just get you to just start to be, you want to now be the one who will now prove that you're the right person, bruh. Just run away. That's to me. If you want to tell me your past hurt, let it be later. Don't be, because you get me, that's my own point of view, sure. But anyways, so this guy had given me that story. I'm like, okay, fine, let's get to know you. Then all of a sudden, one night he called me and he starts to gist me of the kind of life he lived in uni. That in uni, he went to private school, you know, that he used to go here, he used to go and, you know, they used to party, they used to, and in my head, I'm thinking like, wait, you used to party, you used to do girl, you know, but you're the same person that told me that you were in love with this girl, you never cheated on her, you were faithful, you were she was the one that hurt you. So how are you the same person who said this and said that? And I told him, see, this is what he told me, this is what you're telling me now. He was like, no, let me explain to me. I said, see, this will be the last time you and I will talk about this. Will be the last. He was like, Hommie. I said, this will be the last time. This guy is everything. He's fresh, he's fine, he has a car, he has a house, like he has a good job, he's fine, you know. But I just saw discrepancies in the stories. So his integrity was questionable, his character was questionable. I moved. I think it was less than a week that I heard this gist that I moved. I told you move early so that you don't invest. Because if I had not told him, I was okay, let me keep it in me. I'll spend another week again with him. Before I know it, I've done 2 weeks, 1 month, 5 months. I'm lost, yeah? Now, the fifth point is, you see when guys come to you and say all these kind of dumb things like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship, but they're acting like they are your boyfriend, but you're not ready. I feel like, see, this is generation where people don't believe in going, like asking you out, but I believe in asking me out. When I am with somebody and I feel like we're getting to the point where we're getting too serious, I'm going to tell you there and then. I don't do friends with benefits. I'll just tell you there and then. So what is this? What, like, ladies, don't be afraid to ask for what you want, because the guys are not afraid to ask for what they want. If a guy meets you and wants to accept with you, he will tell you, I want to accept with you. So don't be afraid, like, say what you want. Me, I don't want to be friends with benefit with any guy. So if I feel like we're getting to that point, I'm going to tell you, like, so what's happening here? He'll be like, I said, because I don't do friends with benefits. I really don't. It's not my thing. Do you get me? Like, I don't do it. So I'll ask you. So when the guy now says he doesn't want to date you, but he's doing everything like he's your boyfriend, he's coming to meet you, sister, have that conversation with the guy. Don't feel like you're too early. Like, I feel like if you're with somebody, you know when to have the conversation. But like when you just feel like it's getting too intense, talk about it. Why? Because I don't do friends with benefits. So if that's what this is, then I don't want to do. Next point is only give the cookie. You know what I mean by cookie? Only give it to just... this one is very dicey. I'm not gonna lie, it's very dicey. But hold your cookie as long as possible until you are sure that it's the right time to give your cookie. And if you must give your cookie, make sure you are giving it because you want to give it. Don't be pressured into giving the cookie at all. Don't be. Make sure that if the person leaves you tomorrow, you don't feel bad that you gave up your cookie like that. You get me? Exactly. And another very dope point is when you meet a guy and you know exactly what you want, don't be afraid if the guy leaves. I think this is the sexiest trick ever. I'm giving you guys my secret. Like, this is my biggest secret. When I meet somebody and this is exactly what I want, I'm not afraid if you leave me or if you don't. In fact, in my head, I have told myself already that, okay, you know what? This guy can't possibly leave you. Once you settle with that fact, you'll be able to stand your ground. Because it is when you now say, this guy can leave me, so let me now, you will now see yourself breaking your own policies. No. Just know that the person can leave you and it's okay. But you rather he leaves you than for you to be in an abusive relationship. Do you get me? So just understand that he can leave you and it's okay. When you enter with that mentality, you're you will see that you are coming correct, and this is exactly what I want, and he's either going to give you that or he's going to leave. And let me just round this up with the final one. Honey, you have to have God. See, this should have been the first point, but hey, I had to wrap this up with this one. You have to have God. Let me tell you why it's important to have God. Yeah, it's important to have God and have him and believe him and understand him. Is important because there's some promises that God has given to his children, that if you have those promises there, you will see that you will not be afraid of anything. Like, take for example me now. Yeah, I see God like my father. It's so internalized in my brain. And because he's my father, I know that fathers love their children. Fathers want the best for their children. And so because I know that, I know that God will give me my own husband. So I'm not going to now get too desperate. No. I know God will give me my husband. You get? I know God will direct me to the right person. I know that me being in a good and happy marriage is important to my father, who is God. So he will direct me to the right person. Do you understand? That's why you need to have God. One, secondly, there are promises that God has given us, like he made them 2 and 2. A man shall leave his family, his father and mother, and go and cleave to his wife. So marriage is important to God. If I understand that fact, I'm not afraid that I might not marry. No. Why? Because I know that God has got me. Check it. He has told me, this is like promises. I'm going to stand on that promise. Like, if you get close to God, understand God, you get me? Like, it's important. You would start to see things totally differently. You'll be less worried. Do you understand? And you would now understand that it's going to happen. Along your journey is going to happen. Some people marry at 20, 30, even 45, even 50, even 18, even 16. We all marry differently. Don't compare your journey with any other person's journey. It is your journey for a reason. It is my journey for a reason. Don't compare your life with my life, because it's my journey, it's my life. You know, our lives have been written already. You don't know what he has written for my life. So if you're looking at me and saying, oh, I wish. No, the best you can do is tap from the anointing. If you know me well, on my main channel, I'm always tapping. Anything I see that is good, I just tap from the anointing. That's the best thing you can do. Tap from the anointing. But no pressure whatsoever. Please, no pressure whatsoever, my darling. Yeah, but that's what I think you need to be armed with if you want to find the right and good person to get married to. Especially if you're in Lagos, because Lagos men, everywhere. I've heard that all the men are funny. I've heard that River State men are funny. We have different mentalities that are funny. I heard Abuja people who can lie. I heard Abuja men that they will not have, like, they can spend their last card buying car, big car and fail, yeah? And then they'll be driving like a range right now, but like, you don't have money. Like, you don't even have a house. They'll be living in their car. I heard that Lagos guys want to just chop and clean out. I've heard different mentalities, but girls, ladies, and even gentlemen, if you arm yourself with these like weapons, I promise you, it will be easier for you to find the right person. You get me? It will be easier. Oh yeah, the points are a lot. Bonus point, move on with your life. Don't be that person who, like, your life is not moving until you marry. No. Like, just know that you are going to get married because God has told you that you will get married. God has the right plan for your life. He's your father. He loves you. He has a plan for your life. If you know that fact, continue living your life. Don't stop. Achieve, dream, take each step to achieving your dream. I feel like it is very sexy when a guy meets a girl who is moving, who is growing. Like, it is very sexy. No matter where you're starting from, just do something. Don't stop. When I did not have a job, I was doing Talk to Your Homie. When I was working for somebody, I was writing examinations to grow bigger. Just keep moving. Don't live a boring life. Don't stop. No. Keep growing your life. I just feel it's sexier when he knows that you don't need him for your life to move, because it's your life. When he sees that, I feel like that's a good energy that would attract him to you, that will attract him to you. That's a bonus point here. Keep living your life. At this juncture, I'm going to stop here because I can keep going on and on and on. And if you have any question on topics like this, please talk to me. If I see questions, I'll most certainly be answering them for you. But if you don't, no problem. It's okay. But yeah, my darling, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I want to get to 1K. So subscribe. Subscribe. I have videos that I've done 900 views. I'm like, and you could not subscribe. Subscribe, Joe. You get me, please. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.